everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome if you are new. My name is Jade and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at my completed pages for June. And it's a lovely rainy day here in the UK, so if you guys can hear some rain in the background, that's the reason why. So I'm going to move these to the side and we will make a start with Mine Reese Dutch Europa by Rita Berman. So I hadn't done a page in here for a while, so I wanted to come back to this book and I decided to do this page here, which is one of the London pages. And obviously I live in the UK, so I thought this would be a nice one to do. So for this, I used the Brute Ferner pencils. So I've got the square 120 set. So I used them to complete all of these little postcards and leaves on here. And then I used a gold gel pen to go around the border around the edge. So it's got a little bit of a sparkle to it. And then for the background itself, I used a watercolour paint and I tried to make it look like old paper. So almost as if these postcards had been stuck in somebody's sort of like sketchbook or photo album or something like that. But what I didn't think about was that I'd already done the background of this one as in like an old style paper. So it kind of blends in, but with the border, I think it stands out just enough. So hopefully it doesn't look too strange. But that was this one. I did use a little bit of white pen, white Posca, just to sort of add a little bit of reflection to these raindrops here. And then I used some gold on the little crown at the top there and around the border. But yeah, this one was a lot of fun to do. I did have to look up some of the pictures to try and get the uniforms right and things like that. And then with these houses, I wanted to make them quite nice, bright and colourful little houses. So I just used all different pinks and purples for that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to do this one. And I quite enjoyed doing the background with the watercolours and trying to make it look like darker in some places and lighter in others. So yeah, that was a lot of fun to do. And that was the first one that I finished this month. Next, I've got one from A Million Unicorns and Magical Creatures to Colour by Lulu Mayo. So this one I did this lovely little page here with this really cute little octopus. I just saw this picture and I thought it's so cute and I just really wanted to colour it in, and I really enjoyed colouring it in and trying to use different purples to make it look all the same but different in little areas. So it was a lot of fun to colour. So for this one I used the Artex pencils. I think I've got the 72, I think it is 72 or 74 in a set. So I used them to complete all of the octopus and all these little sort of like unicorns, and I think that's a panda and the rabbit, and then the little baby ones I did green instead of purple. I probably should have done them purple so that they matched, but I thought a little bit of green would look nice, just sort of dotted around the background. The background itself, I used soft pastels, so I used like a lighter green colour here and then like a darker greeny blue around the edges just to give it a little bit of a different colour. And then I just went in with a little bit of white gel pen to go over these little bubbles and add a few little highlights in places. So yeah, I'll just bring it up so that you guys can take a closer look. But that is the finished little picture. Rather cute picture. Ooh. There we go. And then next I've got one from Disney Portraits. This book is by Hatchet Heroes. So in here I did, not that one. Where's it gone? Nope. Aha, this one. So this one is from the Monsters Inc. film, the little girl, I think her name's Boo. So for this one, I used the Faber-Castell Black Edition pencils, and I used that to do all of like the central piece, so like her hair, her skin, and her little t-shirt here. And then for the background, I used some metallic watercolor paints. So I used like purples and pinks, and this is like a goldy rose gold color. And I just added that onto the background to make it look nice and shiny. So hopefully the camera will sort of pick that up. It looks sort of like darker and lighter as you move it into the light. And then we've got this lovely purple in between. And this was just a really easy page to do. Obviously, this didn't take very long to colour in. And then with the background, I chose the watercolours. just to sort of give it a little bit of extra colour and a little bit of extra texture as well. But again, a lovely picture to do and a lot of fun to colour. Okay, so next we've got one from Pop Manga, Mermaids and Other Sea Creatures by Camellia D. Erico, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm not 100% sure. So this book I actually picked out a page to do for Mermaid, but I didn't even start it. Where was it? This one. So because I already had the book out, I decided to do this page here because I thought this one was super cute and I really wanted to colour this in. So we've got like this little underwater, I'm not sure if he's like a lizard or a dragon, but I wanted to do him nice and bright green so that he really stood out. And then I left like really light patches on him so that he's got like natural highlights as well. And then I did her hair like a blue into purple, just so that it was completely different from the little dragon himself. So it stood out really well. So for this, I used the Brute Fern and Macaroon pencils to do her and him. So they were all coloured with that. And then for the background, I used some soft pastels and I went for like a more of a greeny blue rather than just like a normal blue. And then again on this one, I used the watercolour paints, but they're like the metallic-y ones to fill in all of these different bubbles. And I used like silver, green, and then a darker green as well, just so that they're all completely different. Hopefully you'll be able to see on camera the little shiny dots. And then I just went in with a little bit of white Posca pen just to add some highlight to the eyes. And I think that was everything that I used on this page. So it was quite a simple one to colour, but it was a lot of fun to do. And I really like how he came out. I think he looks super cute. I think the hair could do with some work. I'm not the best at doing hair, so I need to practice more on that. But yeah, that was this page. Put my little tag back in so I remember what I used. Okay, and then last but not least, I've got one from Fairy Tale Princesses and Storybook Darlings, which is by Hannah Lynn. So in here, again, I'd picked out a page to do in Mermaid and didn't get round to doing it. So I wanted to do a picture in this book because I haven't coloured in it for ages. So this is the picture that I chose to do, the little Red Riding Hood with the little fox, or the wolf, sorry, in the background. So I'll just bring it up so that you guys can take a better look. There we go. So for this one, I used the touch markers, so they're alcohol markers, and did like a base coat on all of these trees, so the brown and the green, and then I did a base coat on her hair and this sort of red coat that she's got. And then I went in with the Arteza pencils and added in some shade into everything. So added some shade into the hood, into her hair, and onto her dress underneath here. I used a bit of silvery blue gel pen to fill in the little details on here as well, on her little dress. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then for her skin, I used the Polychromos pencils to do her skin and her lips and her eyes. But yeah, this one was a lot of fun to do as well. It actually took me longer than I was expecting. I tried to do the hair and get like the individual sort of strands of hair in there so that it looked more realistic. And then with the fox, I wanted to make him look like he had some white fur, so I went over him with the white Posca pen just to add in a bit of texture to him. But again, another really cute page, a lot of fun to do. So that was the last picture that I did this month, you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.